Welcome Group 2, Marislav again. This is like the third or fourth video of the latest build. So I'm going to go over the issues and stuff I found and just overall talk about it. So, main menu. Charlie added some stuff. He hasn't added the buttons just yet into the game. I've not clicked on the menu because it plays the soundtrack at the moment. So I've just not clicked on anything. That might be a bug in itself, to be honest. For the time being, just so I can talk. So, menu-wise, Charlie fixed a bug where this disappeared, essentially, when switching from the settings and concept art menus. That's all fixed. A lot of other issues in this main menu have been fixed. Brandon is working on a background, so we'll have like a nice looking background concept. Chelsea's working on a thumbnail as well. So credits. Changes, they've been sorted out now. Everyone's where they need to be. Concept art is the same. Settings, same thing. Needs to be slightly adjusted. As you can see, when you hover over these buttons, there's actual sounds now. And when you click, obviously these will change to like fish buttons. So what we might do is have like a water splash when you hover over it instead of like the click. That's up to what the group wants. And then I've made like a choir, like a singing noise for the fish, so it makes like a singing noise when you click on it, essentially. So starting the thing, we only have 3 minutes, so I'm gonna try to cover everything. Immediately the stairs are a little too big, which leads to this issue of like, oh shit. When you're trying to climb up these stairs, it's like really slow compared to like the default block stairs. We also have a few collision issues with some of these things. Like these are really nice, but very easy fix. We just turn off collision for these with the player. Same probably here. I mean, we can allow some collision, but either way. Now, as for this top section, we had an issue where the player could fall off the map, basically jump out. We removed the jump to essentially get rid of it and fix that. Now what we might do is remove the top layer of the boxes if we can, just because when the players are maneuvering around, they kind of want to have peripheral vision over like the left and right side, make sure that they're not getting sandwiched. But it does look really nice. Obviously, now that the jump's removed, it's really hard to actually get past these from certain angles. That was probably the first time I managed to get up. Now, a little issue here with the texture. Literally just increase the floor slightly, just make it a little bigger, or something like that, just to fix this. Now, this room, it's a pretty room, really like it. Unfortunately, it's a little small, and I'm worried about the gameplay aspect. Like, when the player enters here, it's a small room, they only have a box to essentially rotate around, and like, if one enemy comes in, and then another two are like in the doorway, the player's gonna get trapped. Now, moving up here, I think these will be okay for the most part, these little side bits. I think the player might have just enough room to maneuver around. This is pretty good. I like this. Tom suggested we might move this slightly forwards, just so the player has a little more room to play around with. As you can tell, I'm trying to cover everything as quickly as possible. Now we don't have any floors in this room, so a little confused about what's going on here. As you can see with the water texture, it's essentially Charlie said when you need to have like a specific file or input like in Unreal to actually get the water properly looking nice. What else? Let's see, what can I cover? I mean, I don't really have time to cover anything, so I'm gonna just go back to the main menu and redo it. So, we're back in. Right, so we'll cover this bottom bit now. So obviously, really pretty room. I really like the overall look of it. Once again, a little worried about gameplay aspects, because like if fish spawn like near this entrance, they can jump from the hole onto the player and they can go up these stairs. The player has literally nowhere to go. So this might be a little unfun for the player to play in. And essentially the player, like there's no jump, the player can't even go back there or anything. Like I understand why it was done, from an art perspective, but it personally doesn't work from a gameplay perspective. So now to fish up some of these weapons, as you can see, sometimes they can get stuck, which is a slight issue. However, we're not going to worry about that just yet. As you can see, it actually plays quite nicely. My laptop isn't really high end either, so it actually plays quite nice considering. Okay, so we've got 2 shotguns, so I'm going to only carry 2 just because I want to show off a bug, hoping that it shows up. Because the last time I tried it didn't. It seems to be semi-random with it. Well, let's go to midday. Midday is really nice. Sometimes this little weird thing happens where it just gets rid of the menu for like half a second. Not sure what that is about. Anyway, we've got some new UI from Corey. We do need a slight inventory change from Corey's original design because it's like a rope and the shape isn't like squares and stuff. It's really nice what you've done, Corey. It's just it'll be really difficult to then translate that, so we might need a new one. I'm pretty sure Charlie might have already told you this at the point of making me having me make this video. So these work fine. So as you can see, I only have 2 out of 3 weapons, so I'm hoping to see if it brings out the bug. So as you can see, night segment is the old blockout version of the map. Obviously this will get changed later on, like in the final week, basically. We have the fish monsters. Obviously, weapons are currently being worked on, as I believe, by Scott and John. So obviously, we're gonna have to have these adjusted. So because this is the shotgun, we'll need some kind of bullet spread, damage when the player's closer to the enemies, etc. And when they're further away, there'll be a little less damage. Most of the guns in the game will have infinite range, but some of them won't. So like the fish pistol, the shotgun, and the water cannon, they're the only 3 that will have some kind of limitation. All the bullets will have, will probably have like a second or 2 shell life. What else do I need to cover? Oh yeah, there we go. So this is the bug. I managed to get it to trigger. So when you're missing an extra slot, for some reason, the character just holds air. It's pretty funny. And like the bend on the fucking elbow is ridiculous. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing, if anything. I think I only got the shotgun, yeah. I was hoping to get the eel gun as well, so I can talk about that. Eel gun looks pretty. It's a really nice gun. We might need it slightly shifted, like make it a little smaller, just because it covers like half of the right screen when playing. Or more like a third, if anything, not even half. But overall, the build is getting there now. We're finally like bringing it together. But like I said, another bug, when you restart the game, the timer gets removed. It's a really weird bug that we'll need to figure out. Like I said, we just need more art stuff from the artists. Anything that hasn't been put in, essentially, because I know some of you have forgotten to upload models. Even though you've done them, that's okay. Just make sure they're in there, and then we can throw them in. We want to give you guys credit for actually making the models, not just modeling them. We want them in the game, so make sure you guys do that and not forget. Like I said, some of the level bits will need to get changed. Another weird thing is like you can even get up top here and then it like absolutely zips you like onto the the roof above. A very weird bug, to say the least. But like these areas are obviously blocked off. I know why they're blocked off, but maybe we can make this room like optional to like enter as well. You know, it's just a thought. But there's definitely the most things we need right now. The most important stuff is getting as much of the art stuff in this week and fixing the level design aspects. We talked over with Deej. He had a look at it in session. He was interested to know how Collab was going with us, so we told him, yeah, it's going pretty good. We just wanted thoughts on the level design and worries about gameplay. He brought up, obviously, very similar points that were brought up on the Monday discussion. So, that is something to think about. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. I've been waffling for about 11 minutes now. I know you guys aren't here for that, so I will see you guys probably on the Friday, Saturday, well, on the Saturday, Sunday, and then pretty much all of next week for the most part. Besides any scheduled sessions anyone has. Otherwise, every other day, I'll see you guys till deadline. And yeah, we'll get this submitted and yeah, happy days. Alright, take care everyone.